Title: Crafting an Emergency Fund in Just 60 Days, Even When Funds Are Tight. Picture that moment when your phone buzzes with a notification from your banking app. Before you even open it, you already have a sinking feeling, much like watching a horror flick you've seen before. You take a deep breath, check your balance, and it reads $17.42. On that very day, your car starts making a worrisome noise. The school sends an unexpected fee notice. At work, you receive the dreaded "Can we talk" message that sinks your stomach. It feels like you're one unpredictable Tuesday away from chaos. If this strikes a chord with you, if you're constantly on edge about things breaking because finances are tight, this is your guide. We're setting up an emergency fund in 2 months. Yes, even if your pockets feel empty now, even if the thought crosses your mind, "Jack, I'm just scraping by. What fund?" Here's the truth. People often believe that building an emergency fund is the reward for getting your life on track. I argue it's the reverse. You establish an emergency fund to help stabilize your life. I'm Jack, and I spend a lot of time pondering how to effectively save for a rainy day. If you're finding it tough to set aside savings, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this is helpful. Before diving into the plan, let's touch on something that might be uncomfortable yet crucial. Many claim, "I can't save until my income increases." Sometimes that's realistic. Juggling between rent and groceries leaves little room for flexibility. But there's a common oversight. Even when you could save, your brain resists. Not because you're careless, but because your brain prioritizes short-term survival over long-term security. Living paycheck to paycheck triggers scarcity mode, influencing you to focus solely on immediate issues, overlook potential future risks, and make small, comforting purchases under stress. That's why advising someone to just save 20% feels like telling a drowning person, "Just swim better." Today we'll take a different approach. We're setting up a 60-day emergency fund using straightforward math coupled with psychology. Let me share some quick stats that display you're not alone and highlight the urgency of this step. According to Bankrate, about 24% of Americans have zero emergency savings. Federal Reserve data from 2024 indicates merely 55% of adults have saved enough for 3 months of expenses in a rainy day fund. Furthermore, a survey by the American Psychological Association shows money is a top stressor for 64% of adults. If you're anxious about your financial situation, you're completely normal. What surprises many is this: you don't require a perfect or enormous emergency fund to experience tremendous relief. A $10,000 fund is excellent, but even having a buffer between $300 and $1,000 can greatly impact your life. It acts as a barrier against what I term the financial domino effect, where a single unforeseen expense cascades into overdraft fees, credit card interest, borrowing from others, stress, and panic-induced decisions. Essentially, an emergency fund functions as a life shock absorber. Our goal: accumulate $600 in 60 days. Why target $600? It's substantial enough to tackle most random Tuesday expenses like a surprise car tire replacement, minor medical fees, or an unexpected utility bill, yet small enough to feasibly achieve from a standing start. Can you set aside more than $1,000? Fantastic. But for now, let's begin modestly. Achieving $600 in 60 days breaks down to saving $10 daily. Understandably, you might react with, "Jack, I can't spare $10 daily after paying bills." That's valid. Here's the plan. We won't save $10 a day by enduring hardships. We'll devise a system to find $10 daily through trimming unnecessary spending, boosting income slightly, introducing barriers between you and impulsive purchases, and automating the process so you don't depend on motivation alone. Let's delve deeper into how this operates beyond mere money. It's about instilling behavioral changes. Here's the framework: separate, stabilize, squeeze, and supplement, conducted as a 60-day sprint. Let's navigate each step. Day 1 is not about cutting costs, but about preventing yourself from saving money where you easily spend it. If your so-called emergency fund resides in your checking account, it's really a snack fund. The brain views easily accessible cash as expendable. Thus, it's crucial to create separation and friction. Open a distinct savings account today or dedicate a specific wallet. Label it with something clear like "Do Not Touch Emergency Fund." If you can hide accounts from the main view in your banking app, do so. While it may sound trivial, it's effective because you're optimizing your surroundings. Many don't grasp that willpower isn't a strategy, but altering your environment is. Next, automate the transfer with an amount that's almost symbolic. Can you manage $5 daily? Do it. How about $3 a day? Perfect. $25 weekly? Go ahead. The focus isn't on the quantity saved, but on forming a habitual process that operates independently. Once you commit to saving whatever's left after expenses, more often than not, nothing will be left. Set an automatic transfer right after payday, not when you remember, not when you feel ready, but consistently when payday lands. Now let's aim for the initial $100. Your mind needs evidence of progress. Here are some of the fastest and most realistic ways to accumulate $100 within the first week. A. Cut one expense you overlooked paying for. Scan through your bank statements for subscriptions, app fees, memberships, and recurring trial charges. Cancel one. Even a $10 monthly subscription matters because it's not just about saving $10. It's fostering the habit of not paying for unused services. B. Implement a 48-hour pause on non-essential purchases. Over the next 60 days, wait 48 hours before making any non-necessary buys. This isn't permanent, just a temporary measure to disrupt impulsive buying. Impulses, not your daily coffee run, are the true adversary of saving. C. Sell one item this weekend. You might feel selling belongs to another category, but beware, it counts. Our aim isn't to inflate self-worth, it's to bolster your emergency reserve. Sell items like old headphones, unworn shoes, or unused gadgets. A single weekend sale could net you 40, 70, or 120, all going straight to your fund. When week 2 begins, we mean business. Many don't struggle with budgeting, but with leaks in their spending. These leaks are small, frequent, and seem justified emotionally. I earned this. I'm stressed. It's just $12. Our plan involves a quick audit, the simplest 3-category check. Review your last 14 days of expenses and classify them. Must, including essentials like rent, utilities, groceries, and transportation. Maybe, luxuries you enjoy but could temporarily reduce. Mess, spending on impulse and convenience. The funds for your emergency fund will emerge from the maybe and mess, not from deprivation of essentials. Let's apply some real math. Suppose you find yourself spending $24 weekly on takeout, $12 on convenience store runs, and $15 on trivial online purchases. That totals $51 weekly, and over 8 weeks, you're looking at $408. That's almost the entire $600 with zero income adjustments. The grocery section often results in overspending, not due to irresponsibility, but because food purchases typically occur when fatigued. So during weeks 3 and 4, focus on 2 tasks. A. Choose 6 economical staple meals and cycle them. Not permanently, but for this 2-month period. Create easy go-to options like rice with eggs and vegetables, or pasta with sauce and a protein to lessen daily decision fatigue. B. Permit yourself one treat each week. Planned intentionally, because if you remove every source of joy, you risk overspending later. Remember, extreme restriction only prompts rebound buying. As our pace picks up, cutting spending is finite, and income generation comes into play. This doesn't mean founding a new business empire, but making small, realistic changes. Option 1. Request additional work hours, shifts, or overtime. When available, this often offers the best return on time. Just 4 extra hours at $15 per hour adds $60 weekly. Across 4 weeks, that's $240. Option 2. Tackle a weekend money mission. Engage in opportunities like delivery driving, freelance work, aiding someone with moving, house cleaning, or tutoring. Aim to earn $150 over the course of 1 weekend. While this might seem tiring, remember it's only for 60 days for the reward of escaping financial dread. Option 3. Renegotiate a bill. Contact your internet provider, mobile service, or insurance company. Request any potential reductions in fees or promotions you might be eligible for. Saving even $20 monthly can be $40 over 60 days and continues to bring savings afterward. A key point often overlooked is that the challenge lies not in the initial saving, but in resisting the urge to spend later when emotions surge. Thus, we establish guiding principles. The emergency definition rule. Emergency refers to anything that jeopardizes health, housing, income-generating transportation, or basic utilities. Emergencies do not include sales, vacations, moods, or somber days. Document this. Seriously, write it in your notes app. The replace first rule. Should you dip into your fund, replace the amount first. If a legitimate emergency requires $120, aim to restore that $120 initially. This practice sustains the fund rather than exhausting its resources gradually. Consider someone I'll name Maya. She wasn't reckless. She was trapped. Budgeting was stringent every month. Unforeseen bills always ended on credit cards, and the repayments tightened the next month further. A recurring cycle. She initially attempted a complex budget but found it depressing. Opting for something manageable, dedicated account, a daily auto transfer of $5, selling unused items, ditching 2 subscriptions, and taking 1 weekend side job. By day 30, she saved around $320. When facing a car repair, old Maya would have relied on her credit card, accumulating 24% interest and resulting in half a year of discontent. New Maya used her cash reserves. She later expressed something profound. It wasn't just about having the $320, it was about the realization that I could handle life's curveballs. That's the essence. It's not about wealth, but being unpanickable. Allow me to express one moment of frustration because it's vital for you to grasp this. Financial failures rarely stem from irresponsibility. They occur because people delay actions until they feel prepared, while life continuously throws challenges their way. An emergency fund isn't an indulgence or something you earn the right to possess. It's fundamental protection. Like your seatbelt, it's not something you decide to use only after a crash. So, take this step. Open a separate account today. Set up the smallest sustainable auto transfer. Secure your first $100, then come back and comment, "Day 1 complete and my account holds X amount." Saying it aloud makes it real. If you find this practical and devoid of fluff, looking for more actionable money strategies, subscribe for similar content. Because in 60 days, you could still be stressed, hoping nothing breaks. Or you could become someone capable of handling a random Tuesday. That person might be closer than anticipated.